Did you know every song is founded in black culture? Maybe not every song, but according to Mount Vernon, African Americans are brought for the most important single ingredient flavor in colonial music, and also the entire history of music in the US. We know that black artists have dominated many of music's biggest industries for almost a century now, with names like Ray Charles, Jimi Hendrix, Chuck Berry, Marvin Gaye, Aretha Franklin, Ice Cube, Tupac, Michael Jackson, and Whitney Houston. But how exactly have black people contributed to the evolution of music as a whole? Today we'll be looking at the birth of rap through a historical lens. To do this, we must go back to the past, to the transatlantic slave trade. Before blues, rock, or hip-hop, there were work songs, sung by slaves working in hard conditions. Early forms of music were deeply resistant, expressive, and born from a lived experience of enslaved Africans and their descendants in America. Work songs and street calls didn't disappear after slavery. They evolved and laid the groundwork for rural blues, spirituals, and later protest music. In the rural South, especially the Mississippi Delta, work songs slowly transformed into the blues. The structure was similar: repetition, personal storytelling, improved melodies, raw emotional honesty. The blues took suffering and turned it into an art. Artists like Robert Johnson embodied this shift. The guitar replaced the group rhythm of the fields, but kept the same feeling. In New Orleans, brass bands, church music, Caribbean rhythms fused, creating jazz. Jazz changed how musicians thought about music. For the first time in American popular music, improvisation became the main event. Individual expression was celebrated, rhythm became sophisticated and complex. Artists like Louis Armstrong reshaped music in real time. From Europe to Asia, jazz became synonymous with American culture. For the first time, American music became a prominent export, and it was built directly from African American innovation. The 1940s and 50s, rhythm and the blues electrified the blues sound. That electricity created rock and roll. The guitar riffs, the backbeat, the stage presence. Artists like Chuck Berry and Little Richard defined the blueprint of rock performance. Yet, as rock became mainstream, many black pioneers were overshadowed by white artists who adopted the sound. Black artists created the language of rock, but history gave spotlight elsewhere. That pattern repeats throughout American music. While rock was being commercialized, black musicians leaned into something deeper: gospel. Gospel brought powerful vocals and intense spirituality. Artists like Sam Cooke and Aretha Franklin blended gospel and R&B instrumentals. That fusion became soul music. Soul kept the groove of R&B, the emotional intensity of the church, and the social consciousness of civil rights. During the 1960s, soul became the soundtrack to social change. Artists like James Brown infused black identity and affirmation into his music. While mainstream rock and roll was about teenage rebellion, soul was about racial struggles. This was black history reclaiming the emotional center of American music. Early hip-hop DJs like DJ Kool Herc noticed that dancers loved the instrumental break sections of funk and rock records. Hip-hop DJs isolated those drum beats and looped them. That looping technique became the backbone of hip-hop production. Hip-hop came directly from manipulating rock and funk records. Artists like James Brown, Aretha Franklin, and Marvin Gaye became foundational sample libraries. Hip-hop producers were literally building the future from the past. Rap inherited the rhythm of rock, the groove of soul, the storytelling of blues, the protest of spirituals, the performance energy of funk.